Hey guys, what's up? It's Patrick of CoasterFanatics, and welcome to this edition of the Cobra Roll, your place for theme park and amusement park news and updates. So to start off, I'm going to share with you some of the concept rides and coasters revealed at IAAPA. The first is Mondial's new Blender concept. It is similar to their Supernova models. The main difference is that the Blender doesn't go upside down, and unlike the Supernova, the Blender spins and tilts its riders at different angles. This looks like an awesome new flat ride, and I hope to see it at parks very soon. Next is Mac's new launched Extreme Spinning Coaster. This is a very cool new concept. This coaster is similar to some of the other Mac launched coasters, but this one features a turntable switch that will allow this coaster to run 2 trains. This feature will increase capacity and allow one train to be loaded while the other is running. The best part about this new concept is the 2-in-1 feature. This coaster will give parks the option of running standard sit-down trains, spinning trains, or both. Parks that run both trains will essentially have 2 roller coasters in one. This is an awesome new feature that I think other manufacturers will eventually implement into their rides. Intamin also released a new Zack Spin concept. To me, it's basically an SNS 4D free spin, but it has a lot more bells and whistles. Intamin's version uses linear induction motors that move the trains out of the station as well as up the lift hill. This makes the ride much more quieter than the SNS. Intamin's versions will allow parks to run more than one train and will have the option of 3 seating arrangements, which include frontward, backward, and face-to-face. There are already a lot of SNS free spins around here, so I don't see a bunch of these Intamins coming to the United States, but who knows, they may build a lot of these overseas. I will say this concept looks pretty cool, and I hope to ride these someday. Also at IAAPA, we got some more information about the new theme park in Alabama called OA. What we know so far is that the park will have 20 Zamperla rides, including 4 roller coasters. On screen is the animation for the theme park. The Big Blue coaster is a Zamperla Thunderbolt model, and it will be identical to the Thunderbolt at Luna Park in New York. The second one is a Zamperla Disco coaster. The third, which you see on the far right, is red, and we don't have much information on. The rumor is that it will be a Wild Mouse style coaster with spinning trains. The fourth roller coaster I cannot spot in this animation. There were some articles that I read that said that they were going to have the longest roller coaster in the United States. Maybe that's the fourth roller coaster that is missing, or maybe the fourth one is a very small kiddie coaster. I highly doubt that they are getting anything bigger than the Beast, but we will see. I'm going to try to take a weekend and visit this new park late this summer. In other news, Santa's Village, which is a small family park in Dundee, Illinois, announced that they are getting an Interpark Super Cyclone coaster. This should be a great fit for this little park. Santa's Village is only about an hour's drive from me, so you guys can expect to see a POV sometime this summer. I actually am kind of excited. I haven't been to this park since I was little. Kentucky Kingdom recently announced that they are getting a Larson Super Loop called Eye of the Storm. This will be a nice addition to this growing park. In addition to a bunch of other improvements, they announced that the Thunder Run coaster will receive a new train as well as track modification. Unfortunately, they weren't specific about the improvements, and we have no idea which company will be working on this coaster. I personally think that is RMC. Kentucky Kingdom has worked with them on this coaster once before, and of course with Storm Chaser. So I believe that Thunder Run will get an RMC train, but will only get slight modifications to its track. I don't see inversions because they already have that with Storm Chaser. Moving on, Casino Pier announced that they will be getting a Gerstlauer Eurofighter for 2017. It will be 72 feet tall and drop guests at a 97-degree angle. It will have a top speed of 45 miles per hour and feature 3 inversions. In addition, they also announced a brand new Ferris Wheel by Technical Park. It will be 131 feet tall and it will give guests a great view of the beach and the ocean. Okay, now I want to talk about the new Intamin Hypercoaster coming to Energylandia for 2018. This coaster will have a max height of 262 feet with a drop of 85 degrees and a top speed of 86 miles per hour. You guys, this coaster looks fantastic. That lift hill reminds me so much of Millennium Force. I could easily see this thing becoming the best hypercoaster in the world. I mean, it has tunnels, overbanked turns, airtime hills, S-curves, a water feature, and that twist and dive element at the turnaround reminds me of a dive loop, even though it doesn't go upside down. Intamin really came up with something special with this coaster. It has all the top elements from some of Intamin's best roller coasters, from Millennium Force's lift hill and wave turns, to Maverick's high-speed overbanked turns, and Skyrush's crazy airtime hills. This hypercoaster could potentially be the best Intamin ever created. I'm really jealous that Poland is getting this thing. Unfortunately, I don't have any plans to go there anytime soon, but hopefully I'll be able to ride it within the next 5 years. Holiday World also made some 2017 announcements. They announced that they are getting a refurbished Calypso flat ride made by Mack. This flat ride originally came from the now-closed Fun Spot amusement park. On screen is a picture of a Mack Calypso ride. Holiday World will name theirs Firecracker, and it will be placed on the 4th of July section of the park. They also announced many other park improvements, including track work on Voyage and the Raven roller coasters. In other news, Carowinds is making great progress on the new county fair section of the park. The Carolina Cobra, which is getting renamed to the Flying Cobras, looks awesome now. The blue paint looks great, and I must say I like the checkered stripes on the supports. In my opinion, this is now the best looking Vekoma boomerang I've ever seen. I'm not visiting Carowinds this year, so I won't be able to ride it. I will probably visit again when they get a new roller coaster. I'm thinking around 2019. But I still look forward to seeing this new county fair section. It looks awesome, and I hope other Cedar Fair parks make sections like this. Some interesting news came out of Lake Compost the other day. They have a wooden roller coaster called Wildcat that was built in 1927. It is one of the oldest operating coasters today. Well, Lake Compost just announced that they will be adding GCI Millennium Flyer trains to this ride for 2017. On screen is the new concept art for the trains. They will have 12 rows, which will increase capacity from the original 9 rows. I think this is a very interesting move. If I'm not mistaken, this will be the oldest roller coaster to be running Millennium Flyer trains. I think this is great. It should be interesting to see how much this ride improves. Still, it's kinda odd. It's the equivalent of putting a turbo on a Ford Model T. If this whole thing works out, maybe they will upgrade Boulder Dash with the Millennium Flyer train and make that coaster even better. Finally, you guys, I want to talk about the Tennessee wildfires. Last I heard, the fire claimed 13 lives and has left thousands stranded with no home. The fire nearly made it to the Dollywood theme park. As you all can see in the photo, the fire was right near the Dollywood Dream Resort. It didn't make it to the park, but from what I hear, it did take out several cabins in the camping area. Dollywood provided housing for firefighters and other first responders after the disaster. The park opened a few days later. Dollywood is one of my favorite parks, and it is very scary to think that the fire was that close. I mean, if it had gone near Lightning Rod and Thunderhead, that pretty much would have been it. Dolly Parton says she will be donating $1,000 a month to help homeless victims. The Dollywood Foundation is accepting donations. If you'd like to donate, you can visit dollywoodfoundation.org. I'll leave the link to that down below in the description. That's about all I have for this episode of the Cobra Roll. To my knowledge, there still hasn't been any news about wildfire at the Clemartin Zoo, and the Mean Street construction is still underway, and more track has been installed. So far, there is no announcement from Cedar Point. I hope you guys enjoyed this edition of the Cobra Roll. If you did, please smash that like button. Do leave your thoughts in the comment section. If you're new around here, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, you guys. Have a good one. I'll catch you on the next video very, very soon.